Today on the Kraken, ZombieCare is dead. Again.
Come on, people, what the hell?
That's right, over the past week, the Republican healthcare bill, dubbed by many ZombieCare, has bit the dust yet again. We will see if it remains in the dirt. This leaves us with two questions. First, what the f*** happened?
You're going to have such great health care at a tiny fraction of the cost, and it's going to be so easy.
And second, what the f*** are they going to do next?
It's an unbelievably complex subject. Nobody knew that healthcare could be so complicated.
Let's start with the first question. How did we get here? Well, a few weeks ago, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell was handed an absolute turd of a healthcare bill by the Republican Congress. Like a good soldier, Mitch McConnell stepped in that turd and then attempted to drag it across the finish line on the sole of his shoe, smearing it on as many Republican lawmakers as he could, the idea being if we all stink like shit, nobody will know it's actually on me. You may ask, during the course of this mass smearing, where was the president? Well, first he was in France, then he was in New Jersey, and then he finally arrived in Washington, D.C. on Monday to kick off what he dubbed Made in America Week, which involved him touching a lot of guitars, some cowboy hats, climbing in a fire truck, and playing with baseball bats. Toby, I think we have a clip of the last one?
Baseball.
Great. So after he did that, he brought a couple of Republican lawmakers over to the White House to have a nice dinner to sit down and discuss the healthcare bill. The only issue was the 6 Republicans he invited were hard yeses. During the course of this dinner, 2 more Republican lawmakers came out and said that they were an absolute no to vote for this bill.
I got him.
Now that the bill is dead, we ask, where do the Republicans go next? On Wednesday of this past week, Donald Trump held a lunch involving nearly all of the Republican senators. I believe we have some footage of that meal.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Death! Everyone's going to die. Death, death, death.
Great! We also have some footage of Donald Trump proclaiming what his next step is in the advancement of healthcare reform in America.
Let Obamacare fail, it'll be a lot easier. And I think we're probably in that position where we'll just let Obamacare fail. We're not going to own it. I'm not going to own it. I can tell you the Republicans are not going to own it.
Now, this may sound bad, but you have to keep in mind, Donald Trump is not presidential. He's modern presidential. What does that mean? Well, I've devised a device to help you figure that out. We'll take a couple of historically presidential quotes and update them to make them modern presidential quotes. This will help us all wrap our heads around how the next 3.5 years are going to go for America. Take Kennedy, for instance.
We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things because they are easy.
And then a few hours after that, modern President Kennedy would have said this.
We choose not to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things because they are hard.
All right, I can see not all of you are convinced. Toby, hit him with the Reagan.
There is one sign the Soviets can make that would be unmistakable, that would advance dramatically the cause of freedom and peace. Mr. Gorbachev,
I'm not gonna own
this gate. Mr. Gorbachev, this wall.
Was Barack Obama's fault.
See, it's gonna be fine. Before we go, in light of recent news, I thought it would be nice to leave you all with a clip of how a presidential candidate can react to fake news and damaging rumors about his opponent.
I can't trust Obama. I have read about him, and he's an Arab. He is not. No,
ma'am. He's a decent family man, citizen that I just happen to have disagreements with on fundamental issues, and that's what this campaign is all about. He's not. Thank you.
We here at the Kraken thank you all for joining us. Be good to each other.